James Edward Hamilton. Sounds like a presidential name, James. You should run for office. If you want the job, you can't have it. James Edward Hamilton writes, as the Republican Party ceases to be an instrument for the furtherance of conservative principles and initiatives, Mr. Pence's call for Republicans to come home seems particularly naive when conservatives have been told they weren't wanted, needed, or welcome in our former home. My question is, in order to conserve the principles we hold dear, preserve the Constitution, and thereby the Republic itself, are we better served by concentrating our efforts on building a new house, i.e., party? I'm almost sure that we are, but I'm not 100% sure that we are. There are two reasons for this. One of them is that there are so many people in Washington who we elect to be conservatives and then aren't conservatives. So conservative disappointment in the Republican Party is enormous, and probably unbridgeable short of some serious revolution from below. And the other problem is that the word Republican has been so demonized by the press and by the pop culture for on and on and on and on and on that it comes a point when, the brand can't be recovered. It comes a point where almost all of your effort is directed at getting people to think differently about your name. In cases like this, most ad agencies would see, because I'm an ad agency, see, I'm selling something. I'm selling freedom and liberty, and I'm selling America as it used to be. And if we want to sell that to people, if the brand is so badly tarnished, if the negatives are so high, then we simply take the same product and we put it in a new name with a better box. And we hire better salesmen. I don't know what that would look like, but I have a very strong feeling it would look like it would be an online, it would be an online-based movement. We all communicate online. We're communicating online right now. We're a political party, all of us together. We're a group of people with the same values, and hundreds of millions of people share those values. Hundreds of millions of people don't know about me or other people like me. But the fact is that a political party is, in fact, a ground organization, and it's all the rest of it. But when it comes right down to it, it's a ground organization to make sure that people pull the lever next to a name on a ballot. And if you can make people do that, or convince them, rather, I don't want to say make, if you can convince people to do that, you don't really need a party, do you? I mean, if you really think about it, if you really think about what a political party is there for, what all of the operatives, the ground game, the DNC, the conventions, the endorsements, the unions, the money, all of it, what are they essentially trying to do? They're trying to get people with a certain set of values elected, and that means they're trying to get the American people to pull the lever for them, because they can't quite get around that yet. And we've still got a little time on that one. So if you had an online political party, it doesn't even have to be a political party. Technically speaking, although I wouldn't be in favor of this, technically speaking, you can keep the name Democrat and Republican, doesn't matter. If you believe in these constitutional principles and you get the endorsement of the Constitutional Principle Party or whatever it's called, then you're convincing people to vote for that person, but you don't have a political party, you don't have a ground game, you don't really even have fundraisers or anything like that. I'm very strongly convinced that's how it's going to go. I think you can really make a case. I'm going to bet the farm on it that you could get 80% of the people together on the big issues. They would disagree about how to get there, but that is an argument that we can win. We don't even acknowledge the fact that we need to get there. So this is what I'm trying to say. We have better solutions to problems, and when we apply them, they work better. But there are some things that we simply don't address because we're so disgusted and angered by it. We don't address entitlement other than to say it's disgusting and walk away from it. We don't address the coarsening of the pop culture because we feel like there's nothing we can do about it, so we walk away from it. And we've walked away from all of it for 40 years, and now we behold the fruits of that laziness or false confidence or naivete or whatever it is. I think naivete is probably the best word. We didn't realize how serious these people were and how dirty they are as fighters. So I think there will be an online political party, and frankly, if it turns out that you're going to have an online voting block, you might as well call it what it is, because people still like the ability to see a lawn sign or a T-shirt or something that lets them know that they're not alone. I saw a guy at the gym 2 nights ago, and he was wearing an InfoWars t-shirt. Now, I don't agree with much of InfoWars, but the second I saw this guy wearing an InfoWars t-shirt, I thought, wow, this guy's kind of like me in some areas, you know? So, yeah, you got to give people the social proof, and that means, you know, IRL, right, in real life. It's got to happen in real life, but it can... We're having a conversation right now. We're having a conversation. It's true that I don't see your face, but I'm speaking to you as if I know you, because I do. You wouldn't be here otherwise. So, yeah, exactly. We need to reboot. We need to rebrand this thing. And when people hear that, they say, you mean change it? And no, the reason we have to reboot it is because we don't want to change it. We don't want to change the contents. If we wanted to change the contents, that'd be easy. We just change the contents. But we want to keep the contents. We just want to sell it. And it's been so badly demonized and so badly run and so badly mismanaged that it's now so poisonous and negative. It's almost like trying to say we want to be the Adolf Hitler party. I mean, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you got a client and you're an ad agency, you've got an extremely rich guy whose name is Jimmy Hitler, and he's created an incredible brand of bottled water, and he wants to call it Hitler's Bottled Water. What do you tell that guy? Actually, in culture today that is so debased and ironic, you probably could sell 1 billion things marked Hitler's Bottled Water, but you get the idea, right? You would have to convince them that the water and the name are different things, and that by renaming it, you know, Crystal Spring Water, you're not changing the water, but you are going to sell a whole lot more Crystal Spring Waters than you are Adolf Hitler Death Camp Waters. So there you go. We cannot change the core values. We can't change any of those core values. We just have to repackage them, and I mean across the board. Across the board. Let's see here now.